Hola a todos, bienvenidos a un nuevo video de Gringo University, la Universidad de los Gringos. El día de hoy vamos a ver 10 frases usando el pronombre de objeto indirecto. Y esta vez va a ser muy fácil. As I promised in my last video, this time is going to be really easy. Let's make a small recap of what is indirect object pronouns. So remember, in Spanish or in every language, every verb has an action, okay? I run. So I am doing the action of running. I am doing the action that involves propelling oneself off the ground using the legs and feet. So I am doing the action. I run. So she jumps or he jumps. Ella salta. Él salta. Well, she is doing a physical activity that involves propelling oneself off the ground using legs and feet. Okay, that is the action of jumping. So we swim. Nosotros nadamos. Okay, so we are doing an activity that involves propelling oneself through water using a combination of arm and leg movements. So we are doing that action. We are doing the action of the verb. So ellos escriben, they write. So they are doing a physical act of using a writing instrument such as a pen or a pencil to create visible marks on a surface, typically paper. So they're doing that action. Okay, but what happens when the action falls into another person? That's when we use the indirect pronouns because they have the action of the verb but indirectly. That's why we call this indirect object pronouns. So let's see the indirect object pronouns. So for I will be me, for you will be te, for he or for she will be le, for us will be nos, for you formal, but we don't use this is to Spain, we use os. For they, female or male, we're gonna use les, or for animals in plural. So these are the indirect object pronouns. Remember, we're gonna use this if the action of a verb falls into a person indirectly. So they didn't do anything to have that action. They are receiving the action of that verb indirectly. So let's see some examples. So let's start with the first one. Comencemos con el primero. Andrea gives a gift to Marta. So she's doing the action of giving, but she's not receiving the action of the verb. She's just doing the action. Who is receiving the action of the verb? Marta. Marta is receiving indirectly the action of the verb. That's why we have to put the pronoun. If somebody is receiving something of the action of a verb, you're gonna use the indirect pronoun. So let's translate this sentence into Spanish. So Andrea da un regalo a Marta. So you will normally translate this way, this sentence this way, and it is correct. I understand that, but if you do it like this, you will sound like a robot. See? Like you just put this into Google Translator, and you don't want that. You want to sound natural. So we need the indirect pronoun after the person. Okay, so which indirect pronoun are we going to use? We're going to use the indirect pronoun of Marta. Marta is a girl. So let's see which one should we use. So it's for me. I am receiving the action of the verb. No, I'm not. No, so it's not this one. Is you? You are receiving the action of the verb? No, no, it's not for you. It's for him? No, no, it's not for him. It's for her or to her? Yes, she is a woman and she's receiving the action of the verb. So we have to put this le. Where do we put this le? After the person. Okay. In this case, after Andrea. So we have to put it here. Andrea le. Okay. Andrea le da un regalo a Marta. I have so many students and they say, why do I have to put le if I already have a Marta? That is redundant. I don't want to say like that. Okay, if you don't put the le, we can understand what are you saying, but it will sound weird. Or we will say, oh, that is a gringo learning Spanish, because nobody speaks like that. I know it is redundant. I know that. I know that you don't put this. I know that you don't need this, but this is Spanish. This is our rule, so you have to comply with it. There is no other way. Okay, you have to put the le, even if it is redundant for you. So why do we have to put this a Marta and the le? Because if you don't put a Marta, this le will be ambiguous. So it will be like if I was saying, Andrea gives a gift. To who? You don't know who is receiving the gift. That's why you have to put a Marta to explain this le, because this le is ambiguous. Okay, it's ambiguous, so you don't know who it belongs to. So the reason we explain this le is because if we want to keep talking about Marta, we don't have to put a Marta again in the sentence. We just have to put this le. That's it. We just have to put this le, and that's it. You don't have to repeat a Marta. So let's say that she also gave her, last year she gave her a rose. Okay. El año pasado le dio una rosa. Andrea le da un regalo a Marta. See? So I have to put the le because she's receiving the action of the verb to give. A Marta because I have to explain this le. But what about if I want to continue the sentence? Last year, she gave, this is the past tense of the verb dar, a rose. Do I have to put a Marta again? No, because I already explained this le. So I don't have to put a Marta again. Okay. Let's see another example. So this is Juan. Juan is throwing Pedro a water balloon. So he's doing the action of throwing. The verb is tirar in Spanish. So he's throwing a water balloon to Pedro. Okay. So Pedro is receiving the action of the verb. So let's translate this sentence into Spanish. So Juan tira una, we say bomba, balloon, in Colombia we say bomba. Bomba de agua a Pedro. Again, if you translate this sentence in English to Spanish this way, we can understand what you're saying. I can understand, but somebody will say, oh, that is a gringo learning Spanish. Oh, he hasn't learned the indirect object pronoun yet. And again, you don't want that. You want to sound natural. So, who's receiving the action of the verb tirar? Pedro is receiving the action of the verb tirar. So let's see the indirect pronouns. I am receiving the action? No. You are receiving the action? Is the action is to you or for you? No. The action is for him? Yes, the action is for him. So we're gonna use le. So we're gonna use this le. We're gonna put this le after the person. In this case, right here. Juan le tira una bomba de agua a Pedro. Ahora, Juan le tira una bomba de agua a Pedro. Why do I have to put this le? And why do I have to put a Pedro? This is telling me who is receiving the action of the verb. In this case, Pedro. Pedro is receiving the action. But would it be redundant? Maybe for you, but that's how Spanish work. Now, let's complete this sentence, okay? Juan le tira una bomba de agua a Pedro. Todos los días. Let's put it todos los días. Ayer le tiró una piedra. ¿Sí? Ups. Ayer le tiró una piedra. So, le is telling me who is receiving the action of the verb tirar. This is the past tense of the verb tirar, the past tense. So who is receiving the action of the verb? Pedro. Do I have to put Pedro here? A Pedro? A Pedro. Do I have to put this? No, because I already explained what is this left for. To avoid repetition. You will put this a Pedro only if you want to clarify. So let's see the last example. Here I have this lady teaching these two children. So the teacher teaches the children how to add up. So she is teaching. Who is receiving the action of the verb to teach? The children. They're receiving the action of this verb. So let's translate this sentence into the Spanish language. La profesora enseña a los niños a sumar. This will be the translation. La profesora enseña a los niños a sumar. Again, if you translate this, if you say this in Spanish, we will understand, but we will feel that you're missing something. Okay, yeah, like you are speaking like to a robot. So that's why we use the indirect object pronoun. Who is indirectly receiving the action of the verb to teach? The children. So let's go to the chart of the indirect pronoun. So I am receiving the action of teaching. For me, to me, no. You are receiving the action of teaching? No, you're not receiving it. He or she is receiving the action of teaching? No. We, including me, we are receiving the action of teaching? No. Them, they are receiving the action of teaching? Yes, the children, plural, they're receiving the action of teaching. So we're gonna use the less. This will show me who is receiving the action of the verb. So let's put the less. Where do we put the less? After the person, after the pronoun, okay? After the person or the pronoun. So we're gonna put it here. Aquí. La profesora les enseña a los niños a sumar. Ayer les enseñó a restar. Okay, so les is telling me to whom or for whom the action of the verb is done. In this case, the children. Do I have to put A los niños, if I already put les, yes, because it's the first time. If you don't put it, this les will be ambiguous. The teacher teaches how to add up. To who? To the dog? To the cat? To that homeless person? No, you have to specify what is this les for. In this case, the children. Yesterday, she taught them a restar, ¿sí? Do I have to put a los niños? No, because I already explained what is this les for. Now let's continue with the sentences that are, as I promised, they're going to be super easy. Super easy. I'm going to read them and then I'm going to explain you the reason I used the indirect object pronouns. Before I continue, on the description of this video you will find a PDF with all the sentences. Try to fill the blank spaces with the correct indirect pronouns. Then watch the video again and compare your answers. You can download it on the description below of this video. Ahora sí, comencemos. Here we have the indirect object pronouns. Me, te, le, nos, and les. Le compré un helado de frambuesa a mi hermana hoy. Mañana le voy a comprar uno de mango. Le compré un helado de frambuesa a mi hermana hoy. Mañana le voy a comprar uno de mango. Yo, you don't have to put this because it's implicit on the sentence. Le, because my sister, a girl, is receiving the action of the verb comprar. She's receiving the thing, the ice cream in this case. That's why I have to put le. But why do I have to put a mi hermana if I already put le? Because you have to explain this le. Because this le is ambiguous. You have to explain the reason you put it. That's why you have to repeat a mi hermana. Even if it is redundant for your ears, you have to put it. Mañana le voy a comprar uno de mango. Do I have to put a mi hermana here? No, because I'm still talking about her. So you only have to put this le. Only the le. Uno is replacing ice cream. Ice cream, mango ice cream is masculine. That's why I put uno. If mango ice cream were feminine, I would have put una. Okay, let's continue with the second phrase. Todos mis alumnos de YouTube les compartieron mis videos a sus amigos y enemigos. Y todos ellos les dieron me gusta a mis videos. Todos mis alumnos de YouTube les compartieron mis videos a sus amigos y enemigos. Y todos ellos le dieron me gusta a mis videos. Les, because you, my viewers, shared the videos to your friends and enemies. So who's the recipient of the action of the verb? Your friends and enemies. So they're plural. They'll go with les. That's why you have to use les, because they're plural. Your friends and enemies. In here, do I have to put a sus amigos y enemigos? No, because it is implicit on the sentences. So it's not necessary. Let's continue. Mi novia me regaló un nuevo Nintendo. Ella es la mejor. El año pasado, ella me regaló un PlayStation 5. Mi novia me regaló un nuevo Nintendo. Ella es la mejor. El año pasado, ella me regaló un PlayStation 5. So, mi novia me regaló. I am the recipient of the action of she giving something. So that's why I have to put me, because I'm the recipient. A mí, this is just to emphasize. She gave it to me. So it's just to emphasize. You don't have to put this. A new Nintendo. She's the best. El año pasado ella me regaló un PlayStation 5. I am the recipient of the action that she did of giving something. I am the recipient of that action. Performed by her. But it is performed by her, but I am the recipient of that action. That's why I have to put me. Okay, let's continue. Before we continue, you don't have to put this a mí because it is obvious that I'm talking about myself. You just put this a mí just to emphasize. Cuando mi novia cumple años, yo nunca le doy algo. Este año voy a darle un helado de vainilla de cumpleaños. Cuando mi novia cumple años, yo nunca le doy algo. Este año voy a darle un helado de vainilla de cumpleaños. So who's going to be the recipient? My girlfriend. That's why I have to put less. In this case, she's not receiving anything because I don't give her anything. So you have to put this le because I'm talking about her. She will be the recipient or the not recipient. But this year, I'm going to give her an ice cream for her birthday. So that's why I have to put le. Voy a darle. This le is showing me that my girlfriend is going to receive something. Do I have to put my girlfriend again? No, because it is implicit on the sentence. I already explained to you what is this le for. We have two verbs here, and I said you have to put it before the verb. But when you have more than one verb, in this case we have the verb ir and the verb dar, and you can put it either here, le voy a dar, or you can say it like this, voy a darle. It is up to you. Both ways are accepted. But this way it's better for you. If you're a gringo, this way is better for you because it's very similar to your language. Voy a darle or le voy a dar, only if you have two verbs. You can put it here or here, never in the middle. Let's continue. Este año mi papá nos va a regalar un nuevo auto. El año pasado él nos dio un Ferrari. Este año mi papá nos va a regalar un nuevo auto. El año pasado él nos dio un Ferrari. So, who is going to be the recipient of the new car? We. What is the indirect pronoun for we? Is nos. That's why I have to put nos. Oh, we have two verbs. We have the verb ir and we have the verb regalar. So you can either put this here or at the end of regalar. Este año mi papá va a regalarnos. You can use it. You can put it here or at the end of regalar. If you're a gringo, it's better if you put it here. Va a regalarnos because it's very similar to your language. Un nuevo auto. El año pasado él nos dio, he gave us. In English you will put this us at the end of the verb. In Spanish we have to put it before the verb if you have only one verb. Remember, in English it's here, in Spanish it's before the verb if you have one verb. Let's continue. El vecino les regaló a sus hijos una casa en los Hamptons. El año pasado les dio una casa en París. Ellos son muy ricos. El vecino les regaló a sus hijos una casa en los Hamptons. El año pasado les dio una casa en París. Ellos son muy ricos. So if I say el vecino gave them a house in the Hamptons, so you will be asking me to who? To the dog? To the cat? to the homeless people. That's why you have to explain this les. Can I say el vecino regaló a sus hijos una casa en los Hamptons without les? Yes, you can say that, but that will sound weird, like a robot. If you're not a robot, you cannot say this without the indirect pronoun. El vecino les regaló a sus hijos una casa en los Hamptons. I have to put a sus hijos because I have to explain what is this les for. El año pasado les dio una casa en París. Last year he gave them a house in Paris. Do I have to put a sus hijos? No, because it's already explained it here. So you don't have to put a sus hijos again and again and again. That is what these indirect object pronouns are for, to avoid repetition. Let's continue. Le di un ramo de rosas a mi novia. Ella me dio un libro. Le di un ramo de rosas a mi novia. Ella me dio un libro. A mí. So, le di un ramo de rosas. I have to explain this le. A mi novia. Okay. This le is for my novia. She was the recipient of me doing the action of giving. And she gave me a book. A mí. She gave me a book to me. So I don't have to say to me because it is implicit on the sentence. And it's obvious that the book is for me. But in this case, le is ambiguous. That's why I have to explain it. Okay. Le di un ramo de rosas a mi novia. Before the verb. In English, will be after the verb. I gave her. In Spanish, is before the verb. Let's continue with the 8th sentence. We're going just to see 10 of them. Quiero que mi papá le regale un nuevo automóvil a mi mamá, porque el año pasado ella le dio una motocicleta a él. Yo, no need to put it, quiero que mi papá le regale un nuevo automóvil a mi mamá, porque el año pasado ella le dio una motocicleta a él. So, I want my dad to give my mother a automobile. So I have to put le, because my mother is going to be the recipient of the action of giving something performed by my dad. So she's going to be the recipient. My mother is a girl. A girl goes with le. That's why I have to put le before the verb. In English is after the verb. In Spanish is before the verb. Le regale un automóvil. Why do I have to put a mi mamá if I already have le? Because you have to explain what is this le for, or to whom or for who is this le for. That's why you have to put a mi mamá, even though if it is redundant to your head. You have to put it. Comply with the rules of the language. Porque el año pasado ella le dio una motocicleta a él. So in this case, my mother gave my dad a motorcycle. That's why I have to put a él to explain what is this left for. But since I already said ella, this is not that necessary because it is implicit. Remember, if it is implicit on the sentence, you don't have to put it. I just put it to emphasize. But I already said a ella, so we know I'm talking about my mother giving something to my dad. This is just to emphasize. So let's see the 9th sentence. Les voy a regalar a mis hijos un pastel que no van a olvidar en su vida. Ese pastel les dará una gran alegría. Les voy a regalar a mis hijos un pastel que no van a olvidar en su vida. Ese pastel les dará una gran alegría. So, yo, it is implicit on the sentence, so you don't have to put it. Les, because my children is they, so they goes with the les, and they're going to receive something. I have to put it after the pronoun. Yo les voy a regalar. Oh, I have two verbs. I have the verb ir and I have the verb regalar. So I get to choose whether I put this here before the verb or after the second verb. Voy a regalarles. I decided to put it here because I wanted, but if you want to put it here, it won't change the meaning. It's up to you. Oh, but why do I have to put a mis hijos if I already put in les? To explain what is this les for. So I'm going to give them a cake they will never forget. Ese pastel les dará. Les, what is this les for? To my kids. They're the ones who are going to receive the joy. Do I have to put a mis hijos? No, because I already explained what is this les for. After the verb. Sorry, before the verb. In English will be after, and Spanish will be before. Ese pastel, that cake, will give them a great joy. Okay, let's see the last sentence and we're over. Yo espero que mis suscriptores les compartan este video a sus amigos y enemigos. También espero que le den me gusta a este video. Espero que mis suscriptores les compartan este video a sus amigos y enemigos. También espero que le den me gusta a este video. So this le is telling me who's receiving the action of you sharing my videos. In this case, your friends and enemies. And I also hope that you give me gusta. Who is receiving the me gusta? I like. Who is receiving the me gusta? Well, this video. That's why I have to explain this lay. I hope that you hit the like button to this video. The video is receiving the action of you giving me gusta. That's why I have to explain it. If I don't put a este video, this lay will be ambiguous. So espero que you hit the like button to who? To another video? No, to this one. So thank you so much for watching the video. I know this video was a little bit too long. Remember that you have the sentences on the description of this video in a PDF where you can download it. And see you in the next one. I hope it was clearer. I'm going to keep uploading videos showing you how to use and when to use the indirect object pronouns. So see you later.